Hello, hello, hello. I am Gamer Squiggles. Welcome back to Meet the Fleet. So we're going through ships of frenzied engineering nonsense. And this ship is actually one that originally belonged to Keen, I believe. This used to be a mercenary, an encounter mercenary wreckage. It then was heavily modified into the Aryglle class. Notable ships of the Aryglle is the 108 Aryglle, the 202 Punch, and the 303 Homura. Each of those ships, have unique taste. Well, what I mean by that is the Punch and the Homura both have modifications to them to eliminate the dependency of certain DLC blocks from the standard Aryglle. The Aryglle did go through a overhaul when it was on the workshop. So basically what happened was, from this point here was where the mercenary encounter wreckage ended and the Aryglle started. And it is actually, the ship is pretty much all heavy armor. It is one of my go-tos. And you know what it has in common with the La Grassa? It has a double airlock. So, here is inside of the ship. We have a basic assembler, a button panel I never set up. Here is the weapon storage and tool storage for the crew. There's another one on the other side. Down here is one of our programmable blocks. And in here is the bathroom. This is one of the tables a crew member can sit at. Over here is the mess hall. Same thing in La Grassa. We have a vending machine that you can send out clan colas. We have a kitchen here. There's another desk on the other side, and then here is basically the main crew. You know, when I built this, I could have honestly moved the kitchen over here. Honestly could have, and then moved the desk over here so that it all looked flush. Don't know why I didn't do that. Same in the La Grassa. We have the GES survival kit module, which is in some FEN ships, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We have an industrial assembler access right there. So, and then here is the crew quarters. Unlike the La Grassa, this does not have a bathroom in the crew quarters. Some of the ships do have a bathroom in the crew quarters. This ship just does not. Moving forward on this section of the deck, we have our reactor, which leads to this passageway. We have some narrow storage because of the narrow passageway blocks that we have here. Then we have cargo access. This cargo access also is what feeds the missile launchers in the front of the ship. Behind here is a thruster and the AI blocks that are on this vessel. This ship, unlike the La Grassa, has been overhauled even more recently. So the idea with that is that the ship could be used within a fleet structure, and sent out, and remote controlled. It does have an AI defense block, which is standard on all FEN ships. We have a crew. This is the CIC. It has one helm and then two stations here. This cargo container feeds one of the artillery guns. Then here is the officers' quarters. Again, no bathroom for the officers, but this is actually, I believe, I do not believe that it is. No, this is not currently running, but it is the SI. Usually, what I have is the SIBL script in there, but it's not in there at the moment. Oh no, it is in there. It's just not. Oh, I think enable scripts is off, is what it is. But the officers have their own storage here. And then up here is the bridge. It's very simple, just one chair and then a holographic projection. I could add another chair, but I choose not to. And then we have plenty of timer blocks and event controllers for whatever need be. This is one of the airlocks. This one, you just simply use your jetpack to go up, and it'll lead you out onto the ship. How did that door not close? So the Aryglle has a spot for a small ship to dock here. Typically well, actually a lot of FEN ships have connectors on the bottom. The ship has a blueprint, and it can deploy, that covers the entire ship, and it can deploy and reproduce decoys, so it can continually send them out. You may have seen me a couple times use decoys in ship survival with the LCC. So this ship is primarily, it's despite besides the close quarters combat with the rocket launchers, its primary mode of attack is broadsides with the starboard side. The port side is it will bombard with the port side. The starboard side is where it'll typically protect because the bridge is off to the side. But yeah, that's typically whoop. We don't need to get to the Chester yet. So the Aryglle also has a which is not standard to the mercenary wreckage. It also has a jump drive. This ship can operate in atmosphere, and out of all the heavy armor ones, this is the one that is the best suited for running in atmosphere. It's a good size, but it's got plenty decent firepower to hold its own. I mean, although compared to the other heavy armor ships in the fleet, the Felgrana and the Felgrassa, they are just absolutely insane in the amount of firepower they possess. But we'll get to those ships in a different video. So, fun fact, the Aryglle was actually a second attempt at building something out of the mercenary wreckage. The original attempt completely flopped. The idea was it would be able to fly in atmosphere. The ship did not. Also, this artillery has a welder on it, so it can repair that one. It has plenty of interior turrets all set up for point defense. It does not have many turrets in the back. It has about, I want to say, about 3 rear facing, or 3 turrets that can be rear facing. Then there's 1 turret on the bottom that is, well, on the bottom. So not a lot of coverage on the bottom, but it's a little bit difficult sometimes to put those blocks in when you're also trying to make these things be able to operate properly in atmosphere. This is something, this block under here is a large cargo container. That is standard on a mercenary wreckage. I added the access panel 4, which is honestly, you know, when it came out, was a really cool block to put on cargo containers and kind of give this effect. The ship does have ion thrusters. I believe it has it in all directions. Yes, it does. So it can operate on ions in a limited capacity, but it will heavily need its hydrogen thrust to operate. The Aryglle also has a lot of little unique slopes all over the ship, and honestly is one of the best ships that I have built. It wasn't one that I built from scratch, but it's still a ship that I'm completely proud of building. Yeah, so that is our second video on Meet the Fleet. Going down the line, looks like we'll be talking about the Chester next. I do need to spawn in the Aryglle. No, not the Aryglle. We're on the Aryglle. I need to spawn in the El Grano. And we'll talk about that ship as well. Then there's also the Yard. Those are, I think the Yard and the El Grano are the only two ships of FEN that are not in here yet. But that will be rectified. But anyway, I'm Gamer Squiggles, and I look forward to see you in the next one. And remember to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel and allows me to make more content like this. Well, I'll see you in the next one.